tattoos, run a store, and hustled. All right. So me and Mark started running again together, hustling, trying to make more money and more money and more money and more money. And before you know it, I ended up with two boys, and he ended up with two boys, and we called it a family.
Right. And that's the way we looked at it. We had a family, you know.
I don't like this no more than you do, right?
For me, my boys get my boys.
Why don't you know it? That's
We build from the beginning, you know what I'm saying, the bond of trust. I would let them go out and walk around by themselves, but I knew other guys wanted to be with them. And I know they would give them things, you know what I'm saying, for free because they was trying to pull them away from me. So it benefited me, you know what I'm saying, in that aspect, because I could let them go out and hang out or go and laugh in someone's face or flirt a little bit, and come back with some food or come back with some cigarettes or come back with some coffee. And so it usually starts with one of my boys. I see a boy that I like, and I tell him, hey, I like that person. You need to start spending some time with him. You need to start talking to him, or whatever. And they wind up building a relationship.
The motive of the game is to have. It's not all to have you sexually, not for real. Because they know, say in my case, I'm a young dude. I look good. Everybody wants me in the camp. They know if they could get me and they could invest a little bit, the way the game goes, I owe them then. It happens all the time. They could pimp me out, and make, triple, make more money like that than what they've invested. That's how the game goes in here.
Okay, this part right here, you can see him walking with this boy. He's going to his locker box. He's about to pay him some bags of coffee. What does he get? 3 bags of coffee. Or I don't know, is that coffee or is that Zuzus and Wham Whams? No, he gave him 5 bags of coffee, I think. So where's he going? He got his piece of ass for the night. Oh man, he's getting his money's worth. He's getting his coffee. That's the lookout.
I made Jim Beam sue me.
Julep is more or less a prison world whiskey. They make it out of yeast, orange juices, and rice. It'll get you drunk, pretty much like free world alcohol. Like I said, we got to drinking that night, and both of us was pretty tipsy. We were just laying on the bed back there. He was at one end of the bed, and I was at the other end of the bed, and he just started rubbing on my leg. So automatically, by me being pretty well drunk, I had began to become erect, and I didn't have any complex about it. I already liked him. He's a good looking dude.
So we called him Youngin. He just trusted me, with his feelings and everything else, whatever he thought about. He felt he could talk to me.
So for me to live clean and have what I like, I guess when I started hanging around Mendenhall, he was doing all that. They give me anything I wanted: free world clothes, boots, shoes, watches, things of such. And I knew that if I left that I wouldn't have all those things. After Mark had found out that I had slept with Mindy, he became anxious. He wanted to himself. But as far as me and him, I really didn't look at him like that right then because I wasn't spending much time with him. He was just basically the financial his sister. I wasn't spending a whole lot of time with him. But as I did, I started to grow to like him also. And then when I was spending time with him, Mendenhall would be jealous. So it was causing turmoil in the family. That's what we were a family.
This was the second time Mark being here. and they shipped him again. But whenever they shipped him, then that's whenever pretty much responsibility landed on me to make sure they're all right and to make sure nobody messes with them. You got to, if you have to, die for them.
The reason why I left him with him because I know he's a good person. I know he would
Why they make it seem like all them white dudes were boys? I don't know. Is it a possibility that all them white dudes were boys? Like David Mendenhall was taking care of all them white dudes. Like all those dudes were boys. It's not just fuck. They can just create their own fucking gang. That's a handful of dudes.
His sister. I wouldn't spend a whole lot of time with him. But as I did, I started to grow to like him also. And then when I was spending time with him, Mendenhall would be jealous. So it was causing turmoil in the family. That's what we were, we're a family.
This was the second time Mark being here, and they shipped him again. But whenever they shipped him, then that's whenever pretty much responsibility landed on me to make sure they're all right and to make sure nobody messes with them. You got to, if you have to, die.
Yeah, man. Dude, that's sad, man. It's like they showed like there's no like I don't from their eyes. I don't see none. They've all been victimized, man. They've all been tortured. Like none of them have that fucking like fuck.
the reason why I left him with him because I know he's a good person. I know he wouldn't mistreat him. And if I would come back to that certain institution, if I wanted him back or they wanted to be back with me, he wouldn't have a problem with it.
Oh, so Mark said once he left Limestone the second time, he left him in David Mendenhall's hands because he knew if he was to come back, he wasn't gonna, he can just tell Mendenhall to hand him over. Mendenhall wasn't gonna buck him. So basically, if somebody another war daddy would have got a hold of him, and he came back to Limestone, he was either gonna have to fight that guy to get that boy back or pay to get that boy back. But since he left him in Mendenhall's hands, he felt like, hey, if I come back to Limestone, Mendenhall ain't gonna do nothing. He's gonna give me my boys back. But shit, man, that was now when he had an empire of boys, now it makes sense. Fuck, that's fucking like 10 boys. That was an empire. He had fucking an empire. I didn't see not one of them dudes look to me like they were about that business. They all had a look of fear. Man. But this unseen footage is putting all the perspective together from the last one. It's just putting everything together. You know what I mean?
If I wasn't in the game, then I wouldn't drink and drove.
See what does Mendenhall mean in the gang? So was he part of the gang? He's saying I don't.
There's not many times to where I just want to look at reality, what's around me, what's happening. I try to stay messed up so I don't have to see it. That's how I cope with it every day.
I got out of lockup, and I was trying to deal with it out of my feelings for Mindy. I was trying to deal with it, but he had changed. He was caught up in himself too much, too self-centered. He always worried about him. when he was gonna get high the next time. You know, I just couldn't deal with that. I don't like being around them type of people. As far as the aspects of life goes, yeah, it was better. Uh, I could go to the barber and get a haircut anytime I wanted. It wouldn't have to take nothing with me, you know. And then as far as the lock in my box, I didn't really have to because I didn't have to worry about anybody breaking in it at all because they know that I was associated with Mark, so they wouldn't mess with that. Mark had a pretty good reputation around here.
Well, I've used many different techniques
Different techniques.
to get a boy. Um, Tricks, manipulation, boo game, um, hero type, captain save a hole situations, all sorts of things. Um, and yes, I became very good at it.
I'll make sure you have something to eat every night. You know, I'll make sure you have it something to smoke. I'll make sure you have some coffee. But I'm not never giving it to him directly. He's getting it from one of my boys. So when that person might feel like, you know, no, it's not me or whatever, you know, then I cut him off. I cut his supply off. You know what I'm saying? Now I give him time to think about it. You know what I'm saying? He was getting free dope. He was getting free whiskey. He was getting eating every night. He was smoking every night. And then he was getting free sex. Now he don't get none of that no more. And to be able to get that, then this is what he got to do.
Well, one of the first things they're gonna throw up is the stuff they've given you. You know, you owe them for that, and then they kind of put the boo down with it, the boo game, and to where you owe them that plus interest. You know, they try to get you in a bind.
Some gas. What you want to do?
Y'all got me leaking and everything.
I'm gonna let you. I'm
Come
gonna
on,
let
man.
you hit
Y'all
it.
bullshit,
Where
man.
did all the cup at?
Huh?
Sonny, give me
You
that
think
cup.
I'm just gonna buy your shit and then I ain't gonna taste it?
Look here. You don't. Hey, look here. You ain't gonna just be drinking my whiskey, right? That's all you getting now. What's up? That's gas, ain't it?
It's sweet.
No, you ain't
Trying to
finna
sell
rob.
us some bad water.
It's
I ain't
straight.
finna rob
But see, you an alcoholic, so it don't even matter.
It's straight.
You just want to drink.
How come you always about the big game, man? Ain't no robbing here, bro.
Hey,
You always about the
Why
big
every
game, man.
time I be trying to handle some business, man, you
You
always
always about
show
the
up.
big game, though, man. You still owe me 5 bags,
I
partner.
don't owe you nothing.
You know what I'm saying? You still owe me 5 bags. I tell you what, you go ahead and get this and we break even.
There's a gallon right here. Give me
I
10.
grew up in a family of 9 brothers and 4 sisters, and my father, he left, you know, when I was like 9 years old. BPS is on her stomach, stand for Black Peace Stone. She's holding a dope sack in her hand. My other girl over on this side, she's got her back, she holding a shotgun. That's my hood, you know, what I represent. Black Peace Stone Blood Nation.
Looking back over the years, I guess I shed some tears. I told myself time and time again, this time I'm gonna win. Taking the bumps and the bruises of all the things of a two-time loser. I tried to hold on, my faith is gone. It's just another sad song. I look back at the times, living in a 3-bedroom shack, wicked streets, nothing to eat, and hemming out clothes on my back. So many hard times.
I grew up in Pritchard with my grandmother, my mother. Um, Lived there all my life. Slum area, ghetto.
So what y'all think so far, man? I'll show here in a little bit. I'll show the rest of the clip from the other one. Hey, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in and rocking, man. That's how I think Mark paid 5 bags of coffee for the night with that boy. That's how it goes. You know what I mean? If Mark paid that dude, why is Mark gonna pay that dude 5 bags of coffee and then go to the hump? Yeah, I agree. There's no, I mean, after this, I mean, like, there's no point of, I mean, that'd be like a beating a dead horse. You know what I mean? It's like he's already getting no views on his channel, anyways. He's just out there. Yeah, man. That's what the dude gave. That's what Mark gave him. 5 bags of coffee for some ass. I don't know, man. That looked like gunpowder. That bag looked kind of small. It looked like gunpowder. It didn't look like the premium. All right, guys. I'll be back in a little bit, man. Thank y'all for tuning.